first step is to removing the bolts from the seat, and of course you just lift the seat up, lift the front part of the seat, and it's easy when you use two hands, but okay, you lift the tank up, and this is it. There's your tire fueling system. This is gonna be a little airbox collector, the little duct that's in there, that's gonna be coming out to get cleaned as well. It's part of your air system, and oxygen sensor. So let's get down to it. In case anybody's wondering, if you were going to be removing the limiter, this is part of what you would need. This is a TRE, your timing reduction eliminator, and basically what it does is if you see on the back, it says here it's got 5. So basically what it's saying is that it tricks the computer box into thinking that, so even when it's in top gear, it thinks that it's in 5th gear. It doesn't affect the fueling significantly, that I've noticed. I mean, you can still get over the limiter of 186 miles per hour. That was the gentleman's agreement between Suzuki and Kawasaki. But with the TRE, okay, so what you're going to be needing is, I don't know if you can see that, but it's a tire size 10. So you're going to need a 10, ideally a ring or a socket set. And that's the first part of removing the airbox. Okay, so taking the air filter off. Notice there's a little breather here for the vacuum. It's got to come off. There's a little clip on there, and that's this one here, and that connects up to to the filter box as well. So that's the oxygen sensor. Okay, this has got to be come out as well. So basically both sides on this, and this goes into the main wiring loom as well. So you have to loosen both sides, the green one and the black connector there, and the little vacuum release there, and there's another bigger, probably about 10-15 millimeter air in there. You'll notice there's a little bit of oil there as well. That's normal. I'll just come around, and on the right side, I know the lighting can show it to you, but there's a slightly bigger diameter pipe that comes out on this side. Okay, so basically, before you get, I should have actually started that off. These screws here, there's one on this side and there's one on the other side. Those have got to be loosened. Loosen it as much as you can. And I noticed before I take the airbox off completely, it's quite dusty. It's quite dusty. There's a bit of glue there from the K&N filter that is melted over time. So I'll clean all that up. Okay, so that's basically how you get the air filter off. Okay, when the air filter comes off, it's a bit of a wiggle. It's not a straightforward pull back or lift up kind of technique. You got to wiggle it to the left and to the right. Take it off completely. So as it comes off, you can see last time we didn't seat in properly. So when I'm putting it back, I'll have to make sure that it does seat in properly. So that's basically for the ram intakes that comes off from your intake. That's all the wind that gets deflected off the nose into the ram pipes, and that's basically where anything ends up in the filter. It's force fed into the filter. Now you'll notice underneath here, before I pull the whole thing out, there's another little air breather pipe that's connected here. So basically I'll just have to pull that one there loose, and Bob's your uncle, it's out. Just a bit of a wiggle, just getting caught there in the heating grips connector. So there you go. That's it. That's it, as easy, as hard as you can see. So basically I'm just gonna leave this here on the bench. I've got space some way. So move all this all this out of the way. Need to do some tidying up. Okay, so that's basically the filter. So what we're going to be doing is, and there's your spark plugs. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, I even found a washer. This is probably come off from the tank mount at some stage. Oh yes, it did. I remember I couldn't find it, and I just put another one. Okay, so now we can start doing the spark plugs. And just before I remove all that, I'm actually going to just vacuum all that out, so I get as much muck as I can out of it. And just have a look at your throttles. Make sure that your throttles are all nice and clean, and don't get any dust into that. You really don't want to get anything in there. Okay, so that's it. Just have a look at, see all the pipes and all that are okay. No leaks, no oil leaks while they're busy at it. And anybody interested in air horn kits, there's a little something for you as well. Well, that's how I've mounted it, and that's where I've mounted the compressor, which I just closed off with a little, just put some cable ties around some cardboard to protect it from dust, and there you go. And that air horn's been probably going for a good 4 years or so. Yeah, and that's basically my main horn. So if anybody's been wondering about rust or just grime and things like getting in, there you go, it works. And I mean, if you do ever have problems with them, those things are cheap as to replace. You're talking about $40 or $50, probably about 30 US or so. So including relays, or relay, I should say. So yeah, so now I can just vacuum it. Oh, I found another one too. Okay, so I'll just vacuum it, and then we can get cracking with the spark plug changement. Okay, so this is your spark plug that just pops out. Just pull it straight out, and as you can remember, make sure that it's always clean. Don't get anything in there. Cover your throttle bodies. Okay, just a little quick thing. You're gonna need, I use the original Suzuki plug spanner, and as you can notice it's got the little rubber at the distance. If you don't have that on, it's gonna be a real mission to pull the plug out after you've loosened it up. Okay, just a quick side note. I'll show you if you were just wondering what it looks like, and you know, haven't quite figured out how to take out the airbox. These are the clips that hold onto the throttle bodies. So very important, always loosen these little side screws there completely, so that it's very loose. Don't force your airbox to come out if it's still holding on to this, because you'll only end up tearing the rubber mounts at the bottom. So take your time before you remove the airbox. Make sure it's nice and loose, and if it feels like you are unscrewing and it's taking a long time, there's plenty of thread there. So you rather do it properly. Make sure it's nice and loose, especially if it hasn't been opened up in a long time. It's going to be holding onto the throttle body quite tight. So don't force it. Always make sure that it goes in nice and easily. Okay, so gonna be needing the socket set, and it usually should be 14. So what's that? 14. I think it's usually a 14. And there you go. That's a tight fit. It's actually a bit tighter than normal this time, and So but because of the whole of winter I didn't. I usually do servicing at least once every 6 months or so, depending on the mileage. I mean, my bike runs every single day. It's my primary mode of transport. So I mean, usually some people look at the mileage, some people think I just go by feel. If it starts to feel a little bit sluggish, just change it. Well, as you can see, it's not too bad, you know. But in any case, we're gonna replace it. So you'll notice it's got the little metal tip on the top, and basically the original one doesn't. So just as that's got to be removed. Just with a plier, just hold that firm, and there you go. So when that's going back onto the spark plug, that's got to go in there. Just make sure that it sits in nicely and it's not just falling off. And now you can thread it back very, very gently. I put the spark plug in. I usually go in the wrong direction. I know it's not going to take thread, but I do that very, very deliberately, because as I'm going in the wrong direction, I'll feel the thread. Okay, so basically, I thought just in case you guys didn't really understand the full click that I was talking about, so there you go. That's the new spark plug slotted in. Now I'm gonna keep quiet, and as I'm rotating it, try to listen for the click. Okay, that was a bit quick. Okay, try to listen. That's where the threads interact. We know where the threads start on both sides. That's where I start to thread in the right direction. And as you can see, I'm just using finger pressure. I'm not forcing the socket. Listen there, just hand pressure, just finger pressure, and there you go. That's just as far as I can go with the finger pressure. And we're gonna put that socket. Okay, let's put that socket back on there. And basically, as I said, I don't over tighten it. I just tighten it until it's firm. It's firm, and that's it. That's it. Never ever over tighten. And so all these heads on most vehicles these days are some kind of a alloy, if not full aluminium. So you can strip the thread very, very easily. So don't. You'll be having a very bad day if you did. And so there you go. Put the plug back, and you'll hear the little click when it goes in. So that's it. 1 and 2, and then repeat the same for 3 and 4. And you'll notice that I don't do, whether I'm doing cars or bikes, I always do one at a time, and that way I. Okay, what I'm doing now is I just clean around the throttle bodies, just make sure that it's in there. Now I've already cleaned it, but I actually wanted to show you this part of the video. So I always just make sure that everything is nice and clean before I put it back. Always just feeling for dust and sand and everything else. And now that that's clean, basically what I'm gonna do is I put a thin film of oil around here. Now sometimes you can use grease or this in there, but oil is the best thing that you can send it. Or if you do have access to a little bit of diesel, always keep diesel around, that I use for cleaning the muck and motors and so on, and chains. So and everybody's wondering why this is pink, and I'm saying that it's diesel. Well, basically it's a mix. What I use is motor muck, and I know motor muck is not available in all in all parts of the world, but basically any engine degreaser, I just sort of mix a little bit of diesel you know, whatever, 50-50, whatever. And that's not, remember, this is oily. It is because it does have the diesel mix in there. So it's a very, very powerful cleaner. There's absolutely no doubt about that. But when you're doing your wheels and your chain and things like that, remember, you don't want to get any onto the sides of your tire. If you do clean it, you know. I mean, I use it to clean my wheels in it. I mean, look at, I mean, you know, especially with all the brake fade and the brake dust and the fling off that you get from the chain lubricator, thing there, you know, from the chain oil and things like that. So yeah, you want to make sure that you don't get, if you get any on your tires, you want to clean it off as soon as you can. Okay, you don't want to end up riding with that way. You're gonna have a bad day indeed. Okay, so basically just get some this thing on my finger, and that's all that I do. Just a little bit of this diesel cleaner comes up, and that's basically just to make it a little bit slippery, just so that it is in there. And believe me, by the time the bike starts, this is gonna dry off. So it's not gonna have any adverse effects on that at all. This is just for it. Trust me, it works. And it works well. Okay, so now we're gonna put the air filter box back, put everything back, close the seat and all that, and then start it. Oh, quickly before I forget. Okay, so basically I'm just gonna listen here. Yeah, these are the 4 spark plugs that came out. So as you can see, they're not too bad. They're not in that bad of a good condition. But what I do is I keep them. So basically, I'll just put them in the boxes and I keep them. And I mean, these are my spark plugs from previous episodes. Anderson. I mean, even more. It's just an old habit of me, just going back to the old days of points and points, plugs, and condensers. It's always, if the ones that came out were working, keep them, because you can get new spark plugs and they can be faulty as well, and you can be chasing your tail. So if you keep the old ones, and if you do have problems with it, at least if you had to go back and swap them out one by one, you'd know which one is at fault. So always keep old spark plugs, if you can. Like me, I'll always keep them on the cylinder. In fact, I've even got a space set. Well, it's in the back of the bike here somewhere. And yeah, but like I say, always keep it in that if I do need it, and I mean, I do a lot of touring and things like that. So if you are out in the middle of the sticks, and if you do need to eliminate by trial and error, then it's a good idea to have spare plugs with you. Is one of the things that you could check. Okay, quickly, as I was putting all this back, and I just realized that I forgot to send. Now this is very, very important. Okay, this is just a little vacuum cup holder on your airbox. So this circle up, very important. Don't lose it. Okay, so basically you just pull this off. Now if you look inside there, look at that. That's got a lot of stones and things like that. Just out of interest sake, I'm gonna put this onto a. Okay, I'm gonna shake this out on my desk. Anybody who's wondering this in there, I use this sometimes for lubricating my chain. It's lazy, but it does the job. Okay, now as you can see inside there, that's basically what's inside there. Okay, I'm just gonna leave that down there for a minute, and I'm gonna get a screwdriver just to is to sort of loosen everything up. Okay, so basically that's what came out from here. So again, you know, just clean it up, and you know, here I'm just gonna spray a little bit of diesel, and there you go, a little bit of diesel in there, and I just loosen it up, and as you can see, it's good. Here you go. It's definitely a lot cleaner than it was, and you've got to do that. I mean, you can see that that's what's coming off there. So there again, just do a good job. Just get a cloth in there. Get a cloth. Make it a bit thinner. Just make that a bit thinner, and give it a good clean out. And if there's any smart Alex that are looking in wondering, he's got gloves on there, but why doesn't? Hey, my wife keeps on telling me, why are your hands so dirty? It's just easier to work without gloves, you know. So in any case, as you can see, that's what it looks like when it's clean. Okay, now fit everything back, and don't forget your little circlip. Okay, so that's the little filter drain cup go back on there, and then all your other little bobs and bobs, all your little return tubes, vacuum tubes and so on, all just go back on. This black connector clip, as you can see, that's not going to go on right now. That's as far as the cable can go, basically, because I need to slot the throttle, the air filter box in. Now the main reason that I did this video was that there was a guy that I met on a Hayabusa forum. It was hayabusa.org a few years ago, and now he's a guy in Canada, and I don't really know the guy, but because we had the same interest in photography and so on, and I actually got an email from him out of the blue the other day and told me, hey, you know what, I want to do my spark plugs by myself as opposed to taking it in. So he said, you know what, I've got the manual, but I can't really make a head or tail of it. And this is coming from a doctor. So I told him, okay, not a problem. And I thought I would be able to find a video, you know, minimum on I thought on hayabusa.org, on the forums I would find pictures, I'd find something to help the guy out, and I actually didn't. And I went through YouTube high and low, literally high and low, and I just couldn't find. I found a whole lot of videos about GSX-Rs and so on, but nothing for the Hayabusa, specifically for the Hayabusa. I mean, the Hayabusa, I mean, especially these rear intake tubes, and the way, just the way, if you don't, yeah, I suppose it's one of those things, if you don't really know how, you know, have seen it. I've never read the Hayes manual. I'm sure it should be straightforward, but in any case, so that was the story. So hopefully this video, you know, is helpful to some other people out there as well. And as I was telling you, okay, so there you go. You know, I told you I put I put a little bit of diesel, you know, just a light film around the air filter throttle body mount. So as that slides on, it just goes in a lot easier, and hopefully I don't get any notches in there like I did the last time. So it just sits in properly. Okay, so basically everything's there. Always have a look, make sure that all the vacuum tubes and all this are back properly. All your clips are in. Just go with the protector. Okay, basically, I need to release these clamps. I need to drop the tank. Okay, just give me a sec. Let's start her up. Okay. Hey, Max. Okay, and that's basically spark plug done. Hey boys, how does the bike sound? As you can see, I'm not interfering with the idling or anything like that. That's basically cold start, and I pushed it and it choked right in. So that's just over 1,000 RPM, and that's good to go. Good to go. And you can hear the motor sounding a hell of a lot better. That's just spark plugs for you. Good quality spark plugs. Okay, if anyone's wondering, I actually found the original receipt for this out of curiosity. But the guys that actually bought it from was actually this was from Australia, but it was actually from the UK, and they were called YB Limited. And as you can see, it was iridium spark plugs, and for Hayabusa, it gives you all the different models. And I paid £32. The camera's not focusing, but basically £32. And yeah, and that was for 4. So yeah, very, very reasonable in case anybody's bothered.